Hey, yo, it's Wednesday, A1 Live. Catch us on weareA1.com.
You got it? I'm gonna jump in there too.
Hey, Action Squad in the building. That boy J Norm. We are A1.com. Y'all tune in right now. 8 o'clock every Wednesday night. It's going down on A1 Live. Your girl J Nicole, your boy Atumra. We got the entire Action Squad in the building. So y'all go ahead and tune in, comment, tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your granny, tell your uncle, everybody.
And bring me some tacos.
And get in the action.
If you want to be an artist, you're saying.
A1 Live coming to you. Tune in.
Get in the action.
Oh, what's that?
Right now. Twitter, Facebook,
Everything.
Yeah.
Tune in to everything.
Get in the action.
Action 1. Hey yo. Back in this thing again, A1 Live. We appreciate everybody that's checking us out via Facebook Live. Everybody checking us out on weareA1.com. Make sure that you go on Google Play and get the app. You know what I'm saying? The app is out now. You know what I'm saying? Apple coming soon. You know what I'm saying? Tell them quit making us jump through them loops because we coming, man. You know what I'm saying?
Tiny GB.
Acting bad on them, run up the bag on them, press the gas on them, hit the dash on them. I'm trying to get the money, Jolly gon' stop me. I'm trying to get the money, Jolly gon' knock me. Acting bad on them, run up the bag on them, press the gas on them, hit the dash on them. I'm trying to get the money, Jolly gon' stop me. I'm trying to get the money, Jolly gon' knock me. Y'all done messed up. Put some respect on my name. See why they mad at me? I'm trying to make a little change. This for all my workers, working for minimum wage. I can't be nice to them. Y'all gotta feel my rage. How you gonna count me out? I got hit after hit, showing that fake love. They be thinking they slick. I be Uber trapping, getting my money legit. And my bow tie shining. I don't put ice on my wrist. They be side talking. I be hearing the words. See my parents die. I done been through the words. All these fake rappers, they be getting on my nerves. Southside still holding up. Had to go hard on my verse. Acting bad on them. Run up the bag on them. Press the gas on them. Hit the dash on them. I'm trying to get the money. Jolly gon' stop me. I'm trying to get the money. Jolly gon' knock me. Acting bad on them. Run up the bag on them. Press the gas on them. Hit the dash on them. I'm trying to get the money. Jolly gon' stop me.
Hey, shout out to everybody checking us out on weareA1.com/TV. We getting it in. Shout out to everybody on the Action 1 YouTube page, Facebook, Instagram, and all these other devices being monitored by the government. We appreciate you all for tuning in today. I got my special friend, you know what I'm saying, back with me.
I'm here, y'all. I missed y'all.
You. What's up, Janica?
Man, back in the building. Happy to be here once again on a Wednesday, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Y'all know where to be.
Looking good with that hair as well.
Thank you.
You've been working hard on something special.
I have. If you guys have a business or you're an individual organization that would like like to, get in the action with some greatness that's going on here at Action One Media, you probably have been invited to our sponsorship brunch, which is going to be on June the 8th. So if you have not been invited and you want to get into action, go ahead and hit us up at info@wearea1.com and let us know, and we'll definitely get you in the building.
Most that, man. Shout out to the homie William Belief, man. You know what I'm saying? That boy always holding it down, man.
Yeah.
He know we doing the show, man. He gonna call me, man.
Oh, yeah. He family. Hit the line.
That's what your people do, man. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, they don't do nothing, man. Shout out to the homie, man. Man, it's been a long week. A lot's been going on. People been monitoring these playoffs since our Rockets been out of it, man. Got Golden State going back.
Don't start. Don't start.
But I don't know, man. That Toronto and Milwaukee looking pretty good, man. I want to see that boy Greek Freak get it, but I like Leonard too.
But at the end of the day, who you think will really win?
Man, the NBA won't, man.
It's not about what the NBA won't. It's about what happens on the courts.
Man, it's about the rigged refs. Man, I definitely got to send a special shout out to the National Black United Front.
For real.
This past weekend, they did the monthly Feed the Hood, but this one was special because it was a celebration for Malcolm X's birthday.
Dope.
So, we like to every so often, all the different organizations combine our efforts and turn it into a block party. And so, they was feeding the community, had clothes, fresh produce. We had, shout out to Brother Danny. He had like 2 big things of seeds that he was giving away for free. He helps people do urban gardening, grow their own fresh food. It was a playhouse, bouncing for the kids. They had books, toys, all for the community. So it was a lot of love. BLM HTX, Anubis, BLA, Melanated Men of Action. Everybody was out there just showing love for the community.
That's dope.
And showing support. And man, also got to spend a special shout out to Mama PK.
Shout out Mama PK.
What up, Mama PK? She also had a dope event. One thing about Mama PK, man, she has the ability to bring all types of people
together,
all different spectrums, and all of these different people, no matter their age, no matter their race, no matter their sexual orientation or anything else like that, everybody was really on point with the same message about making sure that we are holding media platforms accountable for allowing voices and spaces for traditionally, unheard community. And it was just, amazing and powerful because, like I said, it was people that you wouldn't think that would be down, but, they would. So, man, we're going to roll into our first break. Then we're going to roll back with our special guest this week, man. The homie Carson, man. Not too long. We are A1.com. What's up, RJ?
Yeah.
Put your money where your community is. Get in the action at weareA1.com.
Thank you all for just inviting me out and giving me the opportunity to speak about Twist. I really appreciate you, and I love that you all are doing positive exposure of people in the community versus whatever else you could be doing. I appreciate you shedding a positive light in the world. So.
Action One. You're tuned into the all-new Action One Network. Turn up your volume.
Build my fortune with love in my mind. But I take a deep breath and I step outside and I breathe in the air and the sunshine. And I live through this music when I'm playing it live. Keeping it high, sublime, but I'm moving it forward one step at a time. Systematic oppression designed to control you. For the vicious, the wicked with greed, and they feed on the power in you. And so we live our lives, creating memories, not spending our time and wasting away. Self-made misery, but I don't wanna work my 9 to 5. But I don't got my riches and a corporate time. But I build my fortune with love in my mind. But I move it forward one step outside. And I breathe in the air and the sunshine. And I live through this music when I'm playing it live. Keeping it high, content and sublime. But I'm moving it forward one step at a time. Yes, man. So if I say that, what you know? When I'm going no 9 to 5, they were not your most fool. That's a thing me know. Way back in grade school, I ran and begged me no bow. Me no piece of bread. Listen what the roast man say what the roast man say. Could've never been a barber, could've been a bank clerk. Could've never do no hobby, and I have you work. So from your best life, living every day. So don't tell me I can't live it that way. But I don't know what it is I'm gonna do. When I run down, government can come down on me and you. But this capitalist society don't seem to work for me. You see, I live a life that's based on love and power and greed. And I wanna win. I don't wanna win.
To be, man, we appreciate you all checking this out, man. And now, every week, we always working to bring y'all the best and the brightest, not only from H-Town, but all around the world. Shout out to the homie Remy up there in New York. We had him on the other week. See if the man held us down. This week, man, we bringing y'all a totally different flavor. And I'm just letting y'all know now.
That's
just
very
like
kind.
the disclaimer that I always give for the people that I bring up here. You better get on them now, because the next time that you see them, the price gonna go up, man. And hey, man, that's nonetheless, man, I got the homie Carson in the building. What's up, bro?
Hey, man. What's up, my dude?
Hey,
Jeez.
Hey, man, we here. Man.
Thank you for allowing me to come by, just swing through, see what's up. Look, here's the deal. Houston, there's amazing stuff going on. Atum is he's got his ear to the ground, if you will. And he picked me up, and I would totally recommend that y'all just keep on following us, because what we're trying to do here is something different. We're gonna bring culture, we're gonna bring art, we get a lot of stuff going on,
man. So what I'm saying, just introduce shit to people, man. What I'm saying? I know you're interested in the arts. We definitely gonna get into that,
right.
But I definitely want to start building on the comedy, man.
Right.
Man, how long have you been doing comedy? And what's your kind of origin to it?
Here's the deal: is that I'm a newcomer to comedy. I just started doing open mics. I have a bunch of friends that are doing the same thing. However, the point being is that you can literally, I don't care who you are. If you're a orthodontist, if you work at Walmart, there's amazing culture going on here in Houston that there's no way to promote that. But the point being is, yes, I do comedy. I'm a newcomer to it. What I'd like to say is that we're all, looking for something to do after we get off work. And as far as comedy goes, I've been doing it for about maybe 2.5, 3 months. So I'm a newcomer. I'm just like everybody else. My whole thing is, let's figure this out together. And I'm not sure. I'll go up there and I'll do open mics, but it's pretty interesting to see.
So what really, you got a lot of people that's jokesters and things like that. Me, I'm always cracking jokes, anybody that know. But it's a difference between, just cracking jokes amongst your circle and social commentary, then also getting on the stage. So what really kind of pushed you, I mean, even with open mic nights or anything, to want to
I could not afford therapy. So I decided to just, I looked it up. Anybody can do it. Look up open mic nights in Houston, and you can go see amazing people that are incredibly talented go and do their thing. And that's exactly what prompted it. I could not afford therapy. I was like, fuck it. Excuse me. The point is that I went to the open mic show, and after that, the friends that I brought to it, it's a release. The point I'm trying to make is, if you go to a show like that, you're gonna meet amazing people. Not only that, you'll meet ascertainable comics. In Houston especially, there's this amazing scene that's going on right now that most people don't know about.
That's what I was going to say. Like, just as a native Houstonian, I don't hear a lot about the comedy scene. The only way I know is because I have several people, like Roxy, Chinadu, that's out there really getting it. But what are some of the things that people are missing out on, by not knowing that this is going on? And also maybe shout out some of your favorite spots that you like to hit.
Sure. Absolutely. Number one, the first thing is, you're not paying for any of this. You can go to most of your local bar scenes and you can see some amazing underground comics that most of Houston doesn't even know exists. There's some amazing stuff that is going on where you don't have to pay money. B, you can see incredible creative people and see, it's happening at places that you normally visit. Like you mentioned, where is it going on? Number one, I would say check out the Montrose area. Number two, I would say, up and down I-10, there is, unfortunately, there's only one spot that is called the Edwards Cinema area. That they have some incredible comedy that's going on Tuesday nights. But if you were to just type in Houston open mic night, you can really find some amazing entertainment that will really, literally, we're talking Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You can find some amazing entertainment that will truly inspire you to keep on going. There's some really cool stuff out there.
Most definitely. What are some subjects you like to cover?
Me personally, as a comic, I an underground comic, if that's a fair enough assessment of myself. I certainly enjoy the feeling of losing a partner, of the basic everyday stuff. I mean, it's like, oh, I'm at work, I'm trying to be a professional, but I still have to use the bathroom very badly. It's the stuff we can all connect on. That's essentially what I'm looking for, that the things we can all relate to. And I think a lot of the comics out there are doing the same exact thing. So, there's this world of entertainment that is going on that we're not really privy to, if you will. So
Right, man. What's the competitiveness like at these open mics?
That's the cool thing, is that I learn of other open mics from other open micers.
Right.
So there's levels to this stuff, just like everything in life.
Right.
Number one, you have the open micer, which is essentially where I'm at. You show up, you have about 5 minutes, 10 minutes if you're lucky, or if you have the material, and you do your routine. If you graduate to the next level, then you're at the essentially premiere or headliner status, which is where you're getting paid for that. I don't know anybody in that circle as of yet, but the point I'm trying to make is, what was your question? I'm so sorry.
No. Just building on the on the underground scene, man. I think you hit it up, man. So, man, just kind of in some of the subjects that you cover in your thing, but I also want to go, man. So, since this is your first time up here in the platform,
yes,
man, let's
and
get
I
to
am
know,
sorry
man,
about
like
that. Yes,
where you're from?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm
how
a
you end up
Houston. I'm a Houston artist. I'm a Houston comic. I'm from here. I paint. I do comedy. I'm just entering into the comedy world. My basis is as an artist. We're working on a lot of things. However, my whole thing is like, let's invite Houston people, especially if you live in Houston. Number one, you live most likely in a suburb, right? I mean, catch me if I'm wrong, but
I mean, we still got a nice city population.
No, we have a great population here. However, the point I'm trying to make is there's a huge community out there that doesn't understand what you're doing.
Absolutely.
That doesn't understand what the inner city is doing.
Right. Oh yeah. Nah. And I mean, just thinking about like how it was when we were growing up, like there was nothing past the Beltway. You know what I'm saying? Like really, like all around.
Yes.
Like and then like now they building a new something around the Beltway. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
thank you.
So yeah, no, absolutely. I
right.
Totally agree.
So
totally agree.
my whole thing is, let's bring in people towards the culture that is going on within the Houston area. I mean, we live in one of the most diverse cities in I would dare say America.
What's that?
Yeah, I mean,
what's that? No, absolutely.
I mean, would you say I'm wrong or
no? Absolutely.
Okay, so that's my thing. I mean, walk down one of the streets in Montrose, Smith Street, anywhere, and tell me how many dialects you hear. I mean, whether it be Vietnamese, name a couple of others. There's a lot of stuff happening here.
Right.
However, I truly feel like a lot of people don't have a finger to the pulse, if you will.
Facts. Yeah, what's authentic, man? So, man, tell me, who are some of your favorite comedians? You know what I'm saying?
I'm truly into Tom Segura. I'm totally down with Joey Diaz. Actually, a guy who started out of here would be well, unfortunately, most of the city doesn't know that in the River Oaks area, there in Houston during the 1990s, there was an amazing comedy center that most people don't know, at least our age, don't know happened. The point being is that we had this amazing cultural center that existed here, and unfortunately it's left us because the cultural center was based off of a comedy club that happened in River Oaks. Now that has been shut down, we don't have that anymore. When we're talking about comedy, we're talking about West Coast versus East Coast.
Right.
And it sucks because we're right here in the middle, and we're a hub. I mean, Houston is a hub for. I mean, is a hub for not only flight plan, traffic, everything else. We are a prime city, other than Chicago, that is ready for a new revolution, and I genuinely believe that there is about to be a cultural revolution that is going to happen here, because in LA you have the laugh stop or whatever they call it, and in New York you have one store that you work at, but we're talking about, excuse me, a bi-coastal thing that's going on. Houston is a prime spot for not only cultural arts, but I mean every sort of I can't articulate the word, but I mean we have the prime spot for some really amazing stuff to start happening, and I truly believe that, and I think all we have to do is bring the talent down here.
That's facts. That's fact. And really just kind of like the talent that's there, really just kind of bring them together and give them the platform to shine. And then, they take it from there. So a lot of comedians, of course, every comedian wants to be funny and make people laugh.
Sure.
But, when you listen to a lot of comedians, they also have a message within their comedy, within the joking and everything like that. What's one thing that you want people to take away when you get off the stage from your performance?
Unfortunately, I'm not at the point where excuse me, I'm so sorry.
Good green.
One thing I would love people to take away from my performances is, look, we all think stuff is funny. I mean, it brings us all together. I mean, obviously we're different skin tones, but we still think the same thing is funny, which is what I appreciate about Houston and the culture here is we can all hang out in the same space. I don't know. I don't want to get too philosophical on that, but
preach on them.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm saying is comedy brings people together, and I think that's a really cool thing. I mean, it's totally okay to have differences within different cultures, but I mean, within comedy, I think that would be the one thing that I would truly hope to achieve is like we're all the same. I mean, we're all nuts.
Facts. So, man, on top of the comedy, man, I know you said you were just getting started in that lane, but one lane that you seem to have a lot of proficiency in is the arts.
Right.
Anybody that has checked out your work, so they probably seen your works and not knowing it was your works.
So,
You know what I'm saying? Man, you know what I'm saying? You definitely got to go check this brother out on Instagram. Well, first of all, I'm gonna need for you to explain that IG name, bro.
Yeah. Okay. So on Instagram, my name is called Third Stroke, which could be called dirty, but yes. The whole point is within art, when you're painting, especially when you're using brushes, essentially you have two strokes, to one up, one down, or sideways, depending on which way you do it. Essentially, the third stroke is the finishing stroke, which is why that's what I call it. Now, it's not always. We could go a couple of ways. We could go. Third stroke's the death stroke. You know what I'm saying? We could go a couple of ways with that, but essentially that was my meaning behind it. Now, unfortunately, there's a comic out there called Tom Segura who has this whole thing called Four-Stroke Gang, and anyhow, the point being is that the third stroke for me is the finishing stroke. So that's how you get that. However, I truly appreciate you supporting that.
Hey man, for sure. Like I said, that's the name of the show tonight, man. You know what I'm saying?
At Third Stroke.
So man, you know, people make ideas come to life on a lot of different canvases and things like that. For me, I'm a terrible artist. I've been a terrible artist since I was a kid. I'm a grown man.
Idea.
I still draw stick figures. My son is in first grade, and I mean our drawing is on par with each other. You know what I'm saying? But for me, just from my understanding, it seems like it takes a special type of talent to make a building or something that's outside really come to life. And the way that you have to utilize the style and the colors and thinking about how it's going to last and things like that. You know, versus just, you know, the regular, you know what I'm saying, paint on a canvas. Man, what really because that's a special type of person in mind to want to create outside and outdoor art, man. Why do you seem to enjoy that?
You know, full disclosure on this, I am a degenerate. I really am. I'm the type of dude who will walk into a bank and figure out where the cameras are at, and I just, for whatever reason, that's who I am. And when relating to your question that you're asking, like, for whatever reason, when I see a wall like you're talking about, I'm like, there's nobody watching this. This is an amazing platform. And I think that's what goes on in most graffiti artists' mind, is like, nobody is looking at this spot. It's an incredible platform. It's basically a billboard, you know, and I think that's what happens, is like, it's like, this will be a platform for the only thing that I'm good at. And I genuinely believe that, and I don't want to speak for other individuals. I wouldn't dare do that, but I would say that guys like me who are interested in, you know, form and art and all this other stuff, I think they see a very large canvas, and that's essentially what happens, and it happens to me all the time. I mean, I'll be driving down Montrose, I'll be driving down Louisiana Street. I mean, there's something where it's like, oh, excuse me, there's this amazing platform to showcase myself. I don't know where that comes from. No, because but why? But why would somebody want to do that? Which is a very good question, to ask on your part. Why would you? We're all taught as children, as soon as you write on the wall with Crayola, why did you do that?
Right. But you know what though? That's also, in my opinion, one of the downfalls in our society, how we stifle our kids' creative talents. One thing that we're doing right now, we went to someplace and they gave us an idea. So like we're finna paint part of our kids' wall in the hallway with that chalk paint or whatever.
I got no chalk wall where
chalk
you
wall,
can wipe it off. Yep.
And all of that, man. And we got other places around the house already. We just let
I
them
think
go to
that's
town.
a genius idea,
because I don't think that's a problem or an issue. That's one of those things where we kind of, like I said, we take it out of our kids. You know what I'm saying? At an early age, man.
Actually very introspective on your part. You're absolutely right. That stuff does happen when we're children. I heard this beautiful thing. If you ask a 2-year-old what's going on with mom and dad, she'll be like, well, dad drinks or whatever. Children are basically totally honest, drunk individuals. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they will speak the truth no matter what.
They don't know political correctness.
Exactly. They don't know a PC culture. That's what I'm saying. So there's something very interesting that's going on there that I think you're totally right about. A 2-year-old is basically the equivalent of a adult who is drunk and has no inhibitions. I mean, so there is something going on there. Maybe because they're so new, they don't have that. But
I mean, I think also though, just certain art in certain places can be inspirational. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's commissioned by some entity or not. Man, I want to ask you. A big staple of Houston that a lot of people have seen in staple is, as you're coming down 45 into downtown, the infamous Be Someone. Man, what's been going on with people trying to cover that up?
I think having,
because to me that's disrespectful.
And there is no doubt that is the case. It is disrespectful. However, I would like to point to this fact that it started out as graffiti. I mean, this guy went out there and did graffiti art. However, it became a part of the culture, which is so amazing. And that's exactly what I would like to not only inspect, but I would like to figure out that very question. Now, my initial summation would be, it was there for so long and nobody did anything about it that they just accepted it as a part of Houston culture, which is the real question of what I'm trying to figure out, man. I want to figure out what is the difference between graffiti and art. When does it become art? That is an amazing question, because in that sense, and when you get some guy who comes and covers it up, no longer does that original artist have to hide anymore, because the city of Houston is like, hey,
Right.
We gotta put this back
Right,
up.
get this back up. Right.
So, yeah, I'm very interested in that same question. I don't have an answer for you at the current point, but I'm very interested in the same thing. I would think that at some points, art, whatever that is, whether it's painting, lyrics, acting, whatever it is, I think it just hits a core with people and it becomes a part of who they are, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts, man. We're finna get into this break real quick. Gonna come back with the homie Carson Russell. It's your brother Atun Ra, RJ, Action Jackson, J. Nicole holding us down. We are A1.com. Shout out to J Dab, man. Holla at your boy.
Dude, good night.
Q,
right?
what's up, man?
Yeah.
Q, what's up?
Yeah.
Man, you still here? Go on and subscribe.
Get into action. Yo, we back at it again, baby.
What?
Get into action.
3.
Get into action.
Tell me what is the deal? Tell me what is the deal?
So I challenge you today to start strong.
Get in the action.
Tell me what is the deal? Cause I'm calling for you.
Get in the action.
Can you feel that? Yeah. See, I'm calling for you. Can you feel that? Yeah. See, I'm calling for you. Can you feel that? Yeah. See, I'm calling for you.
Action 1. Inspiring action.
Yo, we back at it. This week I want to talk about prove them wrong. Don't let somebody tell you can't do something. Understand that doubt kills more dreams than fear ever will. So I'm excited for it, baby. Let's get it.
Yo, go.
One problem, the violin. Because to do what you do, you've got to be a world-class violinist. Because if you don't, when you're moving around and being thrown around and still trying to play, you end up doing what you did, and that's missing loads of notes. And there were times when it sounded to me like a bunch of rats being strangled. Seriously, that bad. But you're not good enough, I don't think, to get away with flying through the air and trying to play the violin at the same time.
I don't think what you're doing right now is enough to fill a theater in Vegas.
That much movement made you not as great as you were. Made you not as great as you were.
People gonna tell you you can't do something. People gonna doubt you. If they haven't seen it done, or if they believe they can't do it themselves, they gonna tell you that it's not true for you. Understand, when people count you out, it should give you that fuel. It should give you that thought process to believing that you can do anything. It should push you past your limitations. Love to be the underdog. Love to be counted out. Because then you playing with house money.
No. Do you think he stands a chance of being the Tiger Woods we once knew? No.
No. Here's what's going to happen. He is not ever going to win another tournament.
I don't think we'll ever see Tiger Woods win a golf tournament again.
He's showing up at these tournaments pretty much knowing that he's not going to be there.
The short game is gone. His health is gone.
The next press release Tiger Woods should be I'm retiring.
I have considered him now for the last 5-6 years a former golfer.
You're washed. Just give up while you're ahead. Retire with some dignity.
Tiger Woods that we all knew, he will never ever be that guy again.
The more you do something, the easier it become. Think about it like this. I'm gonna give you an example. Think about if you were to break your arm or your leg. What you gonna do? You gonna give up? No, you gonna make things happen. You gonna practice and train that opposite hand or the opposite leg, because work gotta be done. And you train that muscle, you train those limbs, and after a while things become second nature. So you just don't give up on it. That's just like life. When somebody tell you you can't do something, even if you can't do it at the moment, be obsessed with improvement. Have pride in yourself when people tell you that you can't do something or it can't be done. Don't just prove others wrong. Prove yourself right. Have more pride in yourself. At the end of the day, what other people say or don't say, it doesn't matter. So tell yourself that you can get it done. I'm going to leave you with a quote. If there is no enemy within, the enemy without can do us no harm. So this week I want to leave it with y'all to go prove him wrong. But most importantly, go prove yourself right. It's your boy Jay Norm. Peace and blessings. Again, prove him wrong. Peace.
Turn to glory.
You tuned into the all-new Action One Network. Turn up your volume. Action One. Hustle in the place to be, a.k.a. Mr. Third Stroke. Killing them. Man, you know, before we left here, we were talking about art and graffiti. And you know, I know you've done a lot of different works. You know, some could be considered graffiti and things like that, but you've also been commissioned by businesses that have appreciated your work as well and have actually.
Well, and that's the most interesting part of not only art but graffiti artists. Look, we live in Houston. We're talking the third largest city in America. There is amazing stuff going on. I mean, you can literally go anywhere in Houston. At Houston as the city, I'm not talking about suburbs, I'm not talking about stuff like that, but there's amazing artists out there that are most likely commissioned or not. But look, drive along the Montrose Strand, okay? Drive along Alabama and Westheimer. You're going to see some of the most amazing, and I hate the word, well, I don't hate the word, but graffiti has a negative, you know, exactly. There's amazing artists out there that are doing incredible stuff. Look, the Be Somebody sign, okay? And I'm calling it a sign because I have no other way to
that's
describe
the H-Town flag,
right?
I
Yeah,
mean, you know,
here,
yeah,
you know exactly. When you're taking that exit towards Smith Street, you see that Be Somebody,
right?
You know, that's an amazing cultural piece of work, which I think deserves investigation. In fact, it's so integral towards the city of Houston that when some butthead scratches it off, this guy gets to go back and paint it again. I mean, that's what I'm really interested in. Is like how do we all right, what is the difference between art and graffiti?
All right. Well, no, and I think a lot of great artists walk that line, like whether it's musically, whether it's drawing. Every great artist walks that line between some of them from being an outlaw rebel to being an activist for the community.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, to being a graffiti, to being an actual artist in so many ways.
Right.
Like you said, I don't like how that connotation is.
Exactly. I'm of the same boat, dude. I mean, that moniker of I'm an artist. I mean, get out of here. If you live in the 5th Ward and you made a mural, even if it's on the side of your mom's house on the fence boards, and it's something that the community appreciates, you're an artist. You know, like if you're a mom and you take care of your kids, the word artist, it unfortunately has been misnomered to the point where it's like, unless you're this weird, starving guy who needs to sleep, no, forget all that. Artists occur every single day. what you're doing as an artist. Moms are an artist at raising children. I mean, there's artists all over the place. The guy who is giving meals to homeless people is an artist. But my fascination is strictly on what is the difference between graffiti and art. And you can apply that to every aspect of your own life.
Most def. And so you also frequently visit art gallery as well.
Correct.
What are some dope art galleries out there that you know what I'm saying, I want to shout them out that the people are missing out on by not going?
I will say this I'm not getting supported by anybody. There is no I want to make this totally clear. Nobody is paying me to say this.
But if you want to be a sponsor, you can.
If you want to be I would love sponsors. Yes, I will love sponsors. Right.
Yeah, man, what are those
Correct.
spots, man?
So Up Art Studios does amazing work.
Where's that at?
Well, that's actually off of Main Street.
Okay.
Okay. However, you'll know Up Art Studios because if you've ever stopped at a 4-way stop, they do the light box project. So if you've ever stopped at a 4-way stop and you've looked over and you've seen one of these boxes that are painted, it'll have butterflies, it'll have whatever it is, butterflies, a geisha on it. I mean, whatever it is, they're amazing. They
are pretty dope.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Right. Well, not and I saw them being painted, but I didn't know what you because like you mentioned it to me the other day when you said the light box. Right? I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
No,
Then,
they're
like
great.
Said, look out at the stop sign. You see it everywhere, and it's beautiful too. Beautiful.
I mean, look, for the average person to look over and then they see a light box, which for those who don't know, a light box is that thing that controls the 4-way stop. And to make that into a piece of art, I mean, even if you only noticed it for 2 seconds, I mean, what a pleasure. Right. If you really think about it, what a pleasure. And it made you stare at it, and the guy behind you started honking. That's what happens, and I'm okay with that. Right. I think that's a dope. Great thing.
So what are some other spots, man?
Dude, the Menil Gallery has such amazing stuff going on. You go in there, they don't play music, they don't do nothing. But you walk in there and you see true abstract art in that sense. Now, I know a lot of people will disagree with me, but, it is a meditation spot. I will say that. It is an amazing place to go and hang out.
Most definitely, man. And as we get to the wrap up, man, I also want to ask you because earlier we were talking about comedy, open mics, and things like that.
Yeah.
Shout out some places that you like to visit, and that you think that our listeners should go check out, man.
So most certainly, the thing is, especially in Houston, comedy is starting to vamp up. I don't know how many of your listeners know this, but back in the 90s. Houston was the central for comedy. These days, it's become West Coast versus East Coast. Essentially, it's a Tupac Biggie type thing going on with comedy. But Houston has an amazing culture of artists where, and look, I'm just like the rest of y'all. I don't want to spend a boatload of money. I don't want to do all of that. But what I do want to do is go out for a nice night, have a couple of drinks, have some fun. So again, I'm not supported by these people, but I would say look up Houston Open Mic Night. Now, what I can tell you off of the top of my head is there's PJs on Monday. Tuesday night, the Improv hosts Open Mic Night. And we're talking about local artists, local comedians, everything. Wednesdays there's oh gosh, I forget their name off the top of my head, but literally the point I'm trying to make is they have a full lineup of not only shows but events that you can go to. There is an amazing underground culture that's happening in Houston that I would dare say that most people, especially living in the suburbs, doesn't know about. Right. And
you got to take me to some of those spots, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna do all of that. I would say let's investigate them all. So
most that. Well, bro, I appreciate you coming through, man. The people don't get a lot seeing you, man. Let the people know, man, how they can check out your work, and also anybody out there that would like to commission you, man. How can they holler at you?
Absolutely. Again, my name is Carson Russell. I'm on Instagram. I'm at Third Stroke. Okay, and that's 3RDSTROKE.
Yeah.
Okay, and then on Facebook, Carson Russell. Just look me up. I guarantee you, in Texas, if you live in Texas, you'll find me. It's not too hard. So yeah, that's how we do it.
For sure, man. I appreciate you for coming through,
dude,
man.
Dude, I appreciate you for letting me.
It's going down, man. It's going down, man. Before we get out of here, man, I got to give a quick shout out, man. The homie Sid the Man, they got a poetry event going down tonight at the Houston Improv. Man, after y'all check this out, make sure that y'all go support them.
Do that.
You know what I'm saying? And tomorrow, man, shout out to the homie Jedi J.
Jedi.
He opening up for Tech 9 at White Oak Music Hall. They got tickets going down. Holla at Swizzy, man. If you buy a ticket from him, he also got some dope T-shirts, man. So make sure that you holla at him. But yeah, tomorrow, White Oak Music Hall, Tech 9, Jedi J opening up, man. It's gonna be going down, man. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that y'all support the other shows that we have on the platform. Make sure y'all check out tomorrow. SG2 in Space going down at 8 o'clock. Dabbing on the Real every noon on Saturday. And Traveling TVMA to T going down every Saturday at 2 p.m., man. So, man, another week up, another week down. Remember, action, agility, life, and community. The new age of media. Action when we here, baby.
Hard.
Getting the action, man.
Hard.
Holla at
Hard
you.
right there.
Peace. You tuned into the all-new Action One Network. Turn up your volume.
With me on the back, baby, I can take it. When you're done, give me a little more. You say that I'm slacking and I'm just lazy. Move the finish line and just close the door. Living from 1st to 15th and I barely make it. My whole team winning and we all mistaken. I just wanna breathe just to get a break. To show you I'm not rotten to the core. Foot in my neck, gun to my head. Where you going? Stay in check or you dead. Watch where the wind is blowing. Foot in my neck, gun to my head. Where you going? Stay in check or you dead. Watch where the wind is blowing. Breaking my legs and my spine. I can take it. I can take it. I can take it. I can take it. Crack open my head, take my mind, girl. I can take it. I can take it. I can take it. I can take it. Whatever you throw, from slavery to Jim Crow, we took it then, and I know now that I can take it. I can take it. I can take it. And I can take it. I can take it. I can take it. I can take it. Yo, I know I can take it, whatever you throw at me. We are athletic, always happy, just to keep you happy. Just keep the pipelines open, and the father's broken. That's why I'm on a knee with my fist up in my hand, smoking. Big up to Pappy, Dylan and hustling, always kept them happy. When you tapped and grabbed me, took an opportunity and try and trap me. Gave me a few bugs, some gas, and some new drugs. Turned into chains and fame. Now you wanna do us, killing. Know my homies out here making all this money, we illin'. Sometimes do what you do, but we need to be building. From the O-Thought, yeah, I know the O-Fard. Far as this is in freedom, tons of lessons that the O-Tard. I do what I'm able and keep my mental stable in check. I really can't, cause you got your foot in my neck just to keep me choking. So I stay in check till I'm dead. Watch where the wind is blowing. Breaking my legs and my spine. Breaking my legs. I can take it, I can take it, I can take it. Crack open my head, take my mind, girl, I can take it. You won't take my mind, you won't take my mind, no. Whatever you throw, from slavery to Jim Crow, we took it, and I don't know. I know I can take it. I can take it, and I can take it. I can take it, I can take it, I can take it. You're breaking my legs and my spine. I can take it. I can take it, I can take it, I can take it. Crack open my head, take my mind in my head. You won't take my mind, you won't take my mind, no. Whatever you throw, from slavery to Jim Crow, we took it in and I don't die. I can take it. I can take it, I can take it, I can take it. And I can take it. I can take it, I can take it, I can take it. Put me on the back, baby, I can take it. When you're done, give me a little more.
Peace, brother Atum Ryan. You tuned in to Action One Network.
Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. Back in this thing again, A1 Live. We appreciate everybody that's checking us out via Facebook Live. Everybody checking us out on weareA1.com. Make sure that you go on Google Play and get the app. You know what I'm saying? The app is out now. You know what I'm saying? Apple coming soon. You know what I'm saying? Tell them quit making us jump through the loops because we coming, man. You know what I'm saying?